This afternoon, we talk about why people don't go out after a stroke, or why people try to isolate themselves when they have a stroke. So stay tuned. Well, listen first to Steve, because Steve has a first-hand experience on this. I understand, Steve, when you had a stroke, you didn't go out. You tend to stay home because you don't want people to see you.
Yeah, of course. People know you as pre-stroke, don't they?
Yeah.
But when you go out and see people who you know, they think, "What's up with you?" You feel embarrassed, don't you?
You feel embarrassed,
So,
and you feel like you don't want people to feel sorry for you.
Yeah, like I say, the worst thing about having a stroke is people who feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also, you cannot accept that this has happened to you, and you are still coming to terms with the situation and going out there and showing to people that you actually had a stroke and something had happened to you. It's just hard to accept, hard to contemplate.
Yeah, I say it's the confidence. If some people maybe can go outside and and don't think of it, but I think I bet you half of the people who's watching this video now feel the same as me. They feel embarrassed if they're going to see somebody.
Yeah, especially if that person knows you before your stroke, and all of a sudden they see you limping, and what happened to you, and thinking of that kind of scenario, it seems so hard to accept, isn't it, Steve?
So that's why some people who have a stroke, they move areas, Sandro.
Yeah.
So nobody knows them, right? So move
It's
areas.
easier to move on for them if they move area.
Because a new life.
No one knows them.
Yeah.
No one knows them, and they can move on their life, much easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's harder to move on. It's harder to really come to terms with what happened to you if you stay in your area.
So that's why a lot of people don't go out. Just saying, and that's why the depression starts. Then, don't it? You don't go out.
Yeah. But and your experience, Steve, this is not uncommon, because I've seen this to a lot of my patients.
Right.
I asked the same question actually. Since your stroke, have you been going out? Have you been going to the shop, or going to the grocery, or going to the mall, or going places? And a lot of people, especially in the first few months of stroke, they would say to me they don't want to go out.
Definitely.
And I ask them why, and they always say, I just can't accept the scenario of people looking at me this way. I
tell you what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I remember going to physio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had, when I first had my stroke, work was sending me to private physio. I remember going there, and somebody from my work was actually waiting in the waiting room.
Oh, really?
And he'd come up to me, all right, Steve and all that. He said, you look all right. So what age are you, Steve? So I said, right. He said, look, I'm the same age as you. And he's comparing himself with me. That's the last thing I wanted to do, you know what I mean? He's trying to make me feel sorry for, you know what I mean?
And sometimes, especially if somebody you don't like sees you.
Yeah,
It's good if this person care for you, and that's all right. But let's say you have a few people that don't like you don't like them, and then they see you.
And they can't wait to tell other people.
And they can't wait to gossip and tell everyone that, he actually had a stroke,
And it'd be Chinese whispers. When you tell somebody it'd be a bit worse.
Exactly like
by
that.
the time they got to the last person, I'll be on death's door.
So many things can be playing up in a person's mind, a person who had a stroke.
And I say, when you ask, say you go shopping, right? You go with somebody, you're thinking, does anybody in here know me?
Yeah.
And it makes you feel worse, doesn't it? You're looking out and you're not concentrating, you're walking.
And you feel so embarrassed when you're limping and somebody from work or from your past saw you, and then what happened to you?
It could be somebody who you don't know by talking to, but they know you from seeing you out. Going to the pub, going to the nightclub. You know what I mean? Then they tell, they go, they used to be old mate there who used to go out. So that's a lot plays in your mind.
Steve, listening to your story, I kind of relate to that, because I had a gallbladder operation some time ago, about 2-3 years ago. After operation, of course, it's a day surgery, and I went home, but I cannot really move properly. Although I can walk, but I walk with some apprehension, because I'm trying to accommodate the pain, from the surgery. But I desperately want to go out to the mall, and so what I did, how can I walk to the mall? The mall is although I can drive there, we can take the taxi, and when we get there, walking in the mall must be difficult, I could hardly walk 5 meters at that time. So what I did is really funny, because that Queen's Gate, in the 11th floor, there's actually a wheelchair and scooter.
The disability.
Disability equipment. You can borrow. It's not for rent. It's borrow. You give a little donation, and they let you borrow it. So what I did, I phoned them, and then I told them about my situation. I said, you can actually borrow one of our scooters. So we went. My family and I went, and I borrowed the scooter. And I was We went to the lift. We went to the mall, and I was in a scooter. You know what, Steve? I'm really embarrassed. People looking at me, you know, and especially when somebody saw me, somebody I know saw me. He said, "Oh, Sandro, what happened to you, dear? What happened to you? Dear, how come you on a scooter?"
Yeah.
My goodness, I become blue in the face, Steve.
Yeah. You're embarrassed. Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed, you know.
Well, imagine, and you knew that you was going to get better.
Yeah. And that is only a temporary thing.
But if somebody had a stroke and somebody said to you, you'd be horrified, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, what's happened to you? What's happened to you?
Yeah.
And the people, you know, make you feel bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what happened to you, dear? You know, oh my goodness. I was stunned, you know, I almost couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
And how I wish, you know, I have not done it because I look really, I don't know.
You should have put a scarf on, so put glasses and moustache, so nobody recognise you.
But anyway, that's why I said to you, Steve, that I can relate to your experience, you know.
Yes. That's
how embarrassing it is, you know.
That's what I would never hire a scooter out and go around to a local mile, you know, because people know me.
Yeah,
that'd be worse than me walking. People see a scooter, I think, oh, what's up with them?
What's wrong with you?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And people stop. You know, some people don't care. They'd be blunt. Some people are blunt, and they come out. What's up with you? You know what I mean? They think, oh no, I'll never.
And coming to terms to that reality of accepting that this is your life now, it requires a little bit of faith, isn't it? You know,
yeah. Like I say,
it's not that easy, you know.
I think with me, I waited till I was able to walk a little bit, a lot more physio. Maybe 2-3 years before I went out a lot more. Even now, you know what I mean. You know, I don't do things what I can't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's bad, really. You worry what other people's thinking, don't you?
Yeah.
Like,
it's always like that. We always worry what people might say of us, you know. But the way to go here is to don't mind, you know, to ignore and just move on, you know, and don't care at all. You know, if you can make it, if you can convince your mind and your thinking not to care about what people say, it's easier to move on.
Yeah, it is.
Tell you, Steve,
that's another thing. That's easier said than done, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Easier said than done, but that's the only way to go, really. From here,
some people, like in the world, are really rude, and they don't even think what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I say, what's up with you? You know what I mean? We're all blunt. It makes you feel bad.
Yeah. Anyway, tell us if you have similar experience. You know,
make comments down here when we get back to
make
them.
comment, and whenever this video is shared to other people's timeline, and you get to listen to what we're discussing here, and you can relate, you know, just
share away,
share away, and make comments, you know, and we'll be very glad to hear from you. Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. See you again next time.